Hi everyone, it's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation. You know me, I love experimenting, and today for the very first time I'm doing grid art journaling. And if you are stuck in your art journey, you're gonna love it. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't thinking you're gonna love this particular art journaling of mine, but you're gonna love the exercise. It's my very first time I'm trying the grid art journaling, and I've seen so many tutorials on YouTube, and it seems it's quite fancy and a la mode things to do, or thing to do. So I said I'm gonna give it a try. For that purpose, I knew I'm not gonna use the ruler. I hate rulers. I'm eyeballing almost everything if I can. I was always, having problems with math, and I think the ruler is just paying for that. So I decided I did quick measurements, to be honest, because, I had to. But then I just cut the, from the cardboard paper squares. They are 6 centimeters by 6 centimeters. They are perfectly fitting my art journal. This is, by the way, watercolor art journal which I bought from Shane. I am not ashamed to say it. The quality is very good and is so much cheaper than the standard ones on Amazon. And this particular not rectangle, square was a little bit bended. I didn't notice, so my lines are not straight. And I know that for grid journaling, other artists are making very straight lines, but I decided to make a spin on my own on this grid journaling. And I just did the wobbly lines because they didn't work as I would like. They weren't perfect. So I said, okay, this is gonna be my own way of doing grid art journaling. And my squares are gonna be a little bit wobbly. And that's what's gonna happen with the whole art journal. I think I'm gonna just keep this art journal, especially for grid art journaling, and all my grids are gonna be wobbly. So I'm gonna keep also the small squares I made, and I'm just gonna keep the same size as far as I know now. That's my thought for now, that all of my pages are gonna be like, every page of 4 squares. And I'm using Crayola wax crayon for this very first page. And with the inside, you're gonna see it's almost invisible later on because I didn't use that much colors. But I treated myself to this box of Crayola crayons not so long ago, so I am experimenting now. This is my, I think, second project on which I'm using the white crayon, which is gonna give you resist effect if you add paint on top of it. But as I mentioned, I didn't add too much paint in my squares, so at the end it's not that visible. And I'm using ARTGRAF, this weird thing which has weird shape, which is also super cool because, I've noticed that it depends what you are using. If you are using a brush or a pencil, standard pencil, or even this ARTGRAF, the marks you are making on the page are gonna be different because the shapes of the tools you are using are different. So this is a way to go to experiment. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have kind of my mind is still, my brain is still not very loose, I'd say, and I'm making more or less the same shapes everywhere. So that's why I think it's also a good exercise to do some abstract, and I love abstract lately also. So, do some abstract and work on being just loose or letting go. So that's gonna be, I think, something I'm gonna be going back and forth to just, let it go a little and learn a little bit more mark making and just playing, just like, as much as I can without thinking and overthinking especially. So I add a little bit of water on my brush, and as you can see, I'm trying to make different marks. And that's also the thing with the brush, that if you wait that the brush is almost dry. You're gonna get also the different marks, which is super cool. So just experiment, guys. Don't be afraid of experimenting. And this is another find of mine of late. And when I was looking for the art journals on Shane, I think, or Temu, I'm not sure actually which site. No, I think it was. I'm really not sure. There was one of these Chinese shops. I found this. They just showed me as suggested product to buy. And this paper is a Cicada Wing paper. It's very, very nice. And I absolutely love working with it. It's almost like a rice paper, but it has a vintage look to it. And it's a little bit more delicate. And so it has these fibers which are, going from the paper. It's easy to tear down, and you can see it a little bit on the close-ups here. By the way, I'm thinking of preparing my own bundles with some scraps, bits and pieces of my art, of some materials, and like fabrics and papers and these cicada wings. And I think I'm gonna put it in my shop. And I'm interested to know if that would be something which you would like to purchase. I don't know. So that's my plan. I have to get some time on my hands to do that. So it's gonna probably take a while, but yes, that's my plan. And I also want to get a lot of scrap papers. So I'm also preparing scrap papers and the washi tapes handmade, which I think I'm gonna post the video quite soon about the washi tape. As you can see, I'm using the Lindy's spray. This is flat Fabio. And you actually can see on the right hand side, the bottom left corner or left square, that's where you can see actually the resist effect with the Crayola crayon. Otherwise, there is not that much difference because, as I said, I didn't cover entirely the squares, and the reason for doing that is just I love negative space, and I've seen also that's how the grid art journaling is done. So I'd say I'm gonna stick with that. And this is actually a second spray of Lindy's. This one is called Greased Lightning Green. I forgot to show you to the camera, but as always, the full list of products also with the links you're gonna get in the description box below under this video. So check that out. If you have any questions or if I forgot something, you can let me know. But other than that, you're gonna have full list of the products over there. I decided that also to put a little bit of my touch on these squares. I'm adding a tiny bit of stamping. That's not the must. And anyway, if you do your grid journaling, you do what you want to do. You do stenciling, you do stamping, or you don't do anything. You can do collaging or not do collaging. This is basically wherever you choose. And the thing about grid journaling and also about ATC cards, for example, which I love to make, as you know, is that they are small forms. So you do not have to, if you are stuck, if you are missing your mojo or you don't know what to do, the small forms, the small kind of squares or rectangles or circles like for ATC coins are a really nice way to start. And it actually, you don't have to overthink, you don't have to make a huge project, you just have to add few tiny bits and pieces, few colors or even one color, do something monochromatic, and it's quite liberating, I think, and it's quite easy in comparison to fulfill the whole A4 page or A5 page even. So just think about that if you are stuck, and I know that happens to all of us. Maybe try that. You don't have to do a grid journaling. You can make some ATC cards or tags or whatever. But as I mentioned, a small art forms is something super cool to do. And I also started my another art journal, which is super tiny. It's more or less the size of these squares. And there I'm using also watercolors, and I absolutely love every page is like, one watercolor or two watercolors, just a shape, and that's it. And Yes, you've seen me doing actually a little bit of stenciling with a Snowflake acrylic paint from PaperArtsy, and with my stencil. But of course, you can use gesso or any mediums. I do not want to have too much texture in this art journal, so I'm trying to do everything flat, and now I'm using Arteza titanium white. It's acrylic pen. It's quite nice, but you have to shake it quite well. I'm not really fan of pens which you have to shake, but well, I have to live with that, because I have to tell you that my jelly roll-ons, that they are not working anymore. I have no idea why. Probably I abuse of them by putting them on too much texture, or maybe paint which was still wet. And I'm adding with Uni Pin a little bit of lines also, black lines, but not too much, just, just add something, bits and pieces. And as you can see, I'm holding my pen quite loosely, like kind of almost at the top. This is super cool because it's the lines straight away are not very straight. And so it's giving you this impression of, being a little bit, really abstract. So that's it, guys, from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am really, really waiting to hear your comments, to read your comments. What did you think about that? Is it something you would like to do? And as always, thank you so much for subscribing, for being here. And thank you also so much for visiting my shop. I'm sending you big, big hugs. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.